All right, Do It With MISHA floor tile prep. All right, well, here's part one of our video that we're gonna do it with MISHA floor tile. And here's what we're gonna need. We have a full bucket of water with a sponge, and we're gonna use that to wipe down our plywood first. Then we also have a little bit of water in there for our thin set. Our thin set's over there. We're probably gonna use 1/3 of a bag here. 1/8 inch trowel. This is gonna go for the underlayment. I have some tape, and this is fiber fuse, but it's mold resistant drywall joint tape. So that's stuff that goes in the bathrooms, and that's great to put on the floor because if it does ever get a little bit wet, it's not gonna, hurt. And then Durarock Wonder Board. So make sure that you do the Durarock, not the Hardy board. Box cutter just to cut the piece. I'm gonna have a seam in mind just to kind of recreate, the two joints butting together, and I'll show you how to put them together. So it's just gonna go right here, and let's time lapse it, and we'll talk about it when it's done. All right, so while that is resting for 5 minutes before we mix it again, we're gonna sponge down on plywood. The reason we sponge down our plywood is to make sure that there's no dust, because if you put thin set on top of dust, then it's just not gonna stick. Make sure that you're just sponging it down, you're damping it, you're not really wetting it, you're not washing the floor. Make sure that's correct. So let's do that, and then we're gonna mix our grout, our thin set one more time, and then we're gonna start putting this stuff on top. All right, so we got our floor troweled out. Next, we're gonna put the cement board on top of it and start screwing it in. Important thing about troweling out your floor, I would do one sheet at a time, because the fresher it is, the better it will stick to it. If you trowel out half of the freaking room, by the time you get to that side, it will already be kind of dry, and then it just won't stick. That's one. Two, make sure that there's no lumps, because if you have a little, a lump of thin set, then it will push the board up a little bit, and then it could make unevenness on your tile. 3, directional troweling. When you put it on, move it around a little bit so that it really gets sucked right to the ground. That's it, and then we're gonna start screwing in. All right, so our floor is prepped, and we are gonna be tiling on Monday. Exciting, huh? So again, the process is to sponge everything down, trowel out 1/8 of an inch thin set directional trowel, put on your cement board. Do one sheet at a time. When you're gonna be doing this at your home, do this one sheet at a time. This way it's nice and fresh. Try to move it around a little bit so it squishes, then walk on it. Then on your seams, we put some of that fiberglass, and you use that same thin set, and then you glue it down like that. So that's our prep. So there's not it's pretty simple. Any I guess my biggest advice is to make sure that your floor is nice and clean. You know, don't have any bumps under there, because that's the only thing that would really push this up. Other than that, that's it. My customers are gonna be so freaking confused with what the hell is going on in their living room. They only come up here on the weekends right now because the house is not ready. So I'm sure I'm getting a text message about this. So, all right.